Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. I'm Iman. If you're new, welcome. And this is the last look of the Grand Hotel Cafe Trio looks that I have been doing. This is the gingerbread cookie one, which is this palette. I'm not going to go into detail on how the differences are. You get it. They're the same, but they're just a little different with different shades and a new theme. So yeah, if you want to see how to get this look, then just keep watching. So I started by priming my eyelids with the Urban Decay Primer Potion in the shade Original. And I just put that all over my lid and then blended it out with my finger. And then once I finished blending it out with my finger, I just used my Tartelette palette and used the shade Free Spirit, and I set that. So the next thing I did for this eye look, I took the color Ginger Cream that's in the palette and I just put that all over my lid. And then the next step that I did for this look, I took the shade Maple Syrup and I buffed that all into my crease to create a transition shade. And then once that transition shade is made, I grabbed the color Black Coffee and I use that on the outer V of my eye and kind of drag it towards the center, but not too much. After I dragged it out into the V area, I took a kind of a denser brush and I just went towards the inner corner of my eye with the same exact color, just so that it won't be as messy. And then I took the shade Cup of Joe and I put that in the crease as well, and on top of that Black Coffee shade that I had just put down. Then I just took an eyelash glue by Revlon and I put it down on my lid as a base so that it could be sticky. And then I took the shade Gingerbread in the palette and I just packed that on top of it, just so it can bring out the specks and make it really stick to your eye. After I got done with this makeup look and I went to go take the makeup off, it took so long to get it off of my lid. But anyways, once I finished doing that, I took the lightest shade in the palette again, Sugar Cream, and I just put that on my brow bone just to clean it up. And then I dragged the colors that I had previously used on my eyelid just to make it kind of transition. And then onto the face, I took my Cover FX mattifying primer and I just put that on the parts of where my pores are the biggest, and then I put a little bit on the outer rim of my head and my chin / forehead. Those are not slashes, but you get my drift. After priming, I then take my Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless foundation in the shade 322, I'm just kidding, and I just put that onto my mirror and added some Sephora luminizing drops into it just to make me a little sparkly. And then I took a concealer brush just to kind of paint that onto my face before I decided that I was going to buff it out with an angled buffing brush. I tried the buffing brush that my mom gave me for Christmas gift in like a little Christmas box, which this brush also came in, and I didn't like it very much. I felt like it took up a lot of my product, so I ended up going back later with a beauty blender / Real Techniques sponge, if we're being honest, and just kind of added some more product and evened it out. So once I finished buffing out that concealer, I took my Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation Plus Concealer and I just used that shade to conceal under my eyes, on the tip of my nose, on my forehead, and my chin. And then I wanted to make it real glam, so I sculpted my cheeks also. And then to basically buff that out, I used my Real Techniques sponge to spread it onto my face and make me look real nice and clean. Then I just cleaned up my wing with that same concealer that I used to do under my eyes. Once I finished cleaning that up, I took my Airspun in the extra translucent shade, and I just packed that under my eyes. I baked pretty much. I try not to bake as much because this powder makes me a little too white, which you'll see in the next clip, but it still makes me really matte, so that's why I haven't decided to go buy a new one yet. After that's packed on, I just take my Real Techniques powder brush and I just dust all of that off of my face. And as you can see, my neck and my face are two different shades, but that's not a problem because I'm going to take the shade in my Gingerbread palette named Gingerbread, and I'm going to warm up the face with that. Making sure to put it on the high points of my cheeks, giving myself a bronze helmet, and then dragging it on my jawbone and the center of my chin down to my neck so that we can make the disconnect a connect with my face and my neck. Once I'm finished with the nose, I take my Tarte blush in the shade Dazzled and I put that on the outer parts of my cheeks and on the tips of my apples and my cheeks, and then I go back into that shade that I buffed into my crease and I put that on my lash line, and I kind of drag that out to make a subtle wing and also connect it to my eye. And then I take the light sparkly color in the palette, Gingerbread, and I put that on the center of my lash line. Once I finish doing the lash line all together, I take the pinky color in the palette and I put it as my inner corner highlights. And I kind of thought this was fun to do, just kind of out of the box. And then to finish the eye look, I take some mascara, the Mad Lash mascara from the Balm, and I do my upper and bottom lashes. To finish the look in general, I take my favorite highlighter from ColourPop in the shade Wisp, Super Shock Shadow, and I put that on the highest parts of my cheekbones and on the tip of my nose, and lastly my Cupid's bow. And then once that highlight's finished, I go on to the lips and I take an Essence liner and I just line the upper and lower part of my lip, and then I take this cute matte purpley kind of magenta shade that a friend of mine gave me, and I put that all over my lips. So we're all finished. I'm gonna go do something with this hair and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. I added a lip color, obviously. I love this lip color. I'm glad I actually chose it. I was kind of struggling to figure out which color I should use because my camera died on me, so I had time to figure out what color I wanted. And I'm glad I chose this one. This is always a favorite that I have in my bag. Yeah, like this if you like this video. Comment down below if you have any questions or if you want to see more videos that, I don't know, you have some ideas that I don't have at the moment. And subscribe if you haven't already. So I hope to see you in the next video.